welcome back to my channel. In today's video, if you are wondering by any chance, Erin, what's the best bag that I should be wearing for spring and summer 2022 and maybe even into the fall of 22 or the beginning of 23? I have got you covered. I have watched all the runway shows, all the videos, I've searched all the websites. I have done all that research for you. So how I did it, I broke everything up into categories and then gave specific examples from each category to know exactly which bag to go for. I referenced designers and the exact bag names, so you're good to go. Starting off super hot, obviously we know Y2K has been a super big trend in fashion that definitely carried through into bag trends, and we are seeing that with number one, the Crescent bag. Actually, if you had have watched the 5 bags I'd replace in my collection video, I referenced this very first bag, which is the Fendi Fendigraphy bag. It's obviously a crescent, but it has the Fendi marking on the bottom of the bag. It's done basically like the hardware as the feet, which is interesting because that'll mean that it will get scratched, which is unfortunate, but I think that this bag is so cute. Everybody's wearing them basically just over their shoulder and like super tight, so you see Fendi from the back. Basically, everybody walking behind you is gonna know that you're carrying a Fendi bag. People in front of you might not. The next one is the stowed moon bag. This one honestly has been trending for a while, but especially moving into like official summer 22, I think we're just gonna be seeing more of it. Comes in a million colors and is a more affordable price point. We also have the Coperni swipe bag, and this is one that literally looks like the armhole of a garment of clothing. It kind of looks like an egg. Whether that's a bad thing or a good thing, you can be the judge, but this is definitely one that in terms of the whole like crescent scene is really stealing the show. Next is crystal bags, and as soon as I saw this trend, I was like, this is ridiculous. I would never buy this. This is so tacky. And now I want one. Of course, that's just like how it goes. And the Balenciaga Hourglass bag is the one that if I had X number of dollars to just blow on something that I knew I wouldn't like in a year, that's the one that I would go for, but it is super cute. I mean, after seeing Kim Kardashian in Balenciaga at basically every single event that a camera is going to be pointed at her at, then we know that Balenciaga is trending, but especially this hourglass bag, like it is the it bag, and especially crystallized. It's not going away anytime soon. Until next year. Next, in terms of the crystal bag trend, it's the Prada Clio or the Prada 2000 re-edition. They blinged out both of those bags and they have been so hot. Obviously, we know that Prada Nylon was really big, more so last year, but honestly, like they couldn't have done any better than just smacking a bunch of crystals on that bag to make it trendy for 22, and that's exactly what they did. If I was gonna do it, I would probably reach for a more like contemporary brand and at a more affordable price level, which leads me to, hold on, let me get the name of it, which leads me to the Cult Gaia Hera rhinestone bag. I think that this is so cute and it has been duped more times than anything else, but I love this bag. I'm a huge fan of Cult Gaia. Honestly, being a small YouTuber, I have like very big goals, and one of the brands that I would die to work with is Cult Gaia. I love everything that they do. I think their fashion is so cool. It's always edgy. It's always something different, and this Cult Gaia Hera rhinestone bag is the one that I would go for if I was gonna get a crystal bag. Okay, we gotta keep it moving with the bucket bags. Honestly, I'm only gonna name one because basically every brand at this point has done a bucket bag, but one specific one that's been standing out to me, the Pollen numero 8. Don't I have a great French accent? The Pollen number 8. It's really cute. We actually saw it in Emily in Paris. I ended up actually doing a video on the fashion in Emily in Paris, and just as much as the whole show was kind of a flop, I think my video actually kind of flopped too. I mean, you win some, you lose some, whatever. But the Pollen numero 8 was seen in Emily in Paris, which of course made it like shoot up in popularity. But I think that this bag is a really good way to do the bucket bag because it has a little bit of a difference and an edge that normal bucket bags are just like cylinders and they're kind of boring. But this one has like this beautiful like flower effect to it when you're looking at the bag from the top down. Anyway, it's like a scalloped edge all around the bag. It's beautiful, and bonus, has a good price point for a bag that is trending. The next category that we have is is the Slouchy Oversized Hobo, which kind of sounds a little bit derogatory, but that's exactly what this bag is. And starting off, we have the absolute queen of slouchy handbag brands, and that's Bottega Veneta. So I'm talking about the biggest sized Jody. This bag has taken the world by storm. The intrecciato leather is something that I absolutely adore. However, like, this bag is just, it's the hobo bag of all hobo bags, and especially doing it in the super oversized version is absolutely on trend. I personally love the little mini one, especially in either the white or the green, but in a really big size, I've seen it most in either like a brown or a black. Those colors seem to be what are really trending for hobo style bags, keeping on with the neutrals that we've seen for the last couple of years. Also in this category is the Chanel 22. This bag looks like a trash bag. It's so not my style. If I was forced to buy it, I would get it in the white because the black just looks too reminiscent of a Thursday morning when I'm taking out the garbage. Okay, the next category I'm calling handcrafted. So that includes like woven or rattan or wicker, however you call it, slash crochet and macrame, because it sort of encapsulates all of the different materials that this sort of handcrafted look can be made out of. And one of the ones that I just featured on my channel I think is worth mentioning. It's the Furla 1927 bag. I got it in the micro size. It is so cute, and to me is very reminiscent of the Hermes Kelly picnic bag. Now, I didn't want to reference Hermes too much in this video because Birkins and Kellys are always going to be super hot and super trending. This is actually the only time that I'm mentioning a bag from Hermes, but this picnic style, it's just something that comes in every single summer and it's beautiful. I also have this bag in the background that I showed on my channel last year. I called it like one of my best summer handbags because with pearl and like a more wicker look, I really don't think that you can go wrong. It's so feminine and so pretty. And another brand that's doing this super well is Prada with their raffia tote. It comes in two different styles, but is basically that same sort of like effortless summer casual look. Another great place to look for this kind of style is on Etsy. I know that there are a lot of independent people that can be supported through Etsy with crocheted handbags. So I will link to my favorites down below, and this one, which is just really, really cute and I think is definitely still on trend. Okay, the next category is something very general, and it's basically anything that is a super, super bright color. Bags like the Versace Medusa, which I think is so cute, especially in the mini version. I really don't think that mini bags are going anywhere, at least not yet. But this bag done in basically any color, like there's a very saturated purple one. I think there's also like a super lime green. There's the Furla Candy collection, which is very reminiscent of like a Louis Vuitton Speedy sort of shape. There's also the Prada Triangle bag, which I feel like had a huge social media influencer like blast as soon as it was launched. But that bag is really cute, especially in the yellow. I saw it on Tomorrow, so of course I'm gonna like it in the yellow. And then the Chanel heart bag. I haven't mentioned a lot, or maybe even any Chanel up to this point, but the heart bag was huge when it was released. It's really not my thing, but if you liked it, then you can definitely get it in like the iconic pink, which I think does go along with this trend, even if I don't love heart-shaped bags myself. The last super, super trendy bag trend is what I'm calling east-west bags. So they are basically like the horizontally elongated versions of staples that we know and love already, such as the Celine Triomphe. And again, I'm sorry for the horrible accent, but I'm not French. The Celine Triomphe version, which is actually the one that I think looks the best. Like, of all of the ones that I'm gonna mention, I think that this one looks the least proportionately off. Again, sort of goes along with like the 90s trend because it is more of a shoulder bag. It's smaller and more compact, but I know that these bags fit a lot, and doing it with a chain strap is also something that adds more to the trendiness and is just really cute. I love any sort of gold hardware on a bag, so this one really did it for me. I think the mother of all east-west bags has to be mentioned, which is the Fendi baguette. Obviously, Fendi is totally trending with their Fendace collaboration, which I will keep my opinions to myself about because I was told if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. So the Fendi baguette is basically like the quintessential original East-West bag because it is just longer than it is taller and goes along with the whole theme. Dior decided to also jump on this trend with the new version of the Bobby, which again had another huge social media push when it was released just a couple years ago. So in a way, I'm kind of surprised that they've already like reinvented it. They've already done a new trendy thing to a bag that is pretty new to the fashion house, but they did end up doing this also to the Lady Dior. I'm not actually sure what it's called, but it's interesting. It's just not something that I'm used to seeing, and I guess for that reason is something that I need to get used to in order for me to feel like a connection with it, because really it just looks like they took the Lady Dior and chopped it in half, and I'm not really sure that I'm loving it. However, one bag that I am absolutely loving in this new East-West version is the Bulgari Serpenti, or the Bulgari Serpenti, which just sounds so much nicer if you ask me. I'm a huge fan of Bulgari, which I plan to invest in. They did a collaboration with Alexander Wang a couple years ago, and I still think about it. I love it so much. It was the one with the 3 snake heads, and I absolutely loved it. But I think that this bag, the Bulgari Serpenti, really just lends itself nicely to this trend, and especially with the top handle. I don't know if they ended up doing this one in a top handle version as well, but I just think that this bag is beautiful. I think that Bulgari hasn't got the attention that it really deserves, that it's not as well known as it should be, because the quality is incredible, the craftsmanship is amazing. They have a rich history, just like so many other fashion houses that get more attention. So I'm waiting for the day to come where the #1 trending bag is one from Bulgari, and I will be the first one on that train. So that is it for all of the bags that are trending for spring and summer 2022. Please let me know if you either have any of these in your collection already, or if there's one that you're absolutely getting from the list that I just mentioned, because any day that you get a new handbag is just a very exciting one. It's such a rush of adrenaline, and if you can relate, then you probably love handbags like me. I'll have linked after this a few more videos of me talking about handbags if you want to just continue the conversation. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!